to the top, there ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. I'm flashing for. I'm on my grind, not no motherfucking fashion show.
Now, what path did you take to hire somebody, and like, how did you get somebody to be interested in something that, you know, you paying them only $10 a visit for? Like, did you have like a lot of accounts, or like, how did that work?
Yeah, so number one, I definitely would probably do it to 29 instead of 10 because the time, you know, payment went up now. It ain't as cheap as it used to be. But the way I found the person was through my current cleaners. So it was this one cleaner that I had where she was just the best, man. She was just, every building she cleaned, she was a great cleaner. If she had to interact with the customer, she interacted well. And then she was a single mom, but she was just a good girl, you know what I mean? And she had a day job, like she worked at the office during the day, but she would clean for me during the night. So that was the first key too, it was somebody that already had stable income. So that was number one, but she needed extra money. Then she was already cleaning for me, so she had experience, she knew what I was looking for. And then I did have a lot of accounts. Okay, so I did have like 20 something accounts at the time. So it would add up. And then, so that's number one. And then also number two is you got to sell them on the time it's going to take them to inspect. Because truth of the matter is, if they going in there after the person already cleaned, it shouldn't be anything for them to do anyway. It should be literally just going there looking around. Like if they see one little spot that the cleaner missed, go ahead and get it, and then just put it in your report that you had to get it. So that way, when they go back the next time, hopefully they won't have to do anything, because see, the person that's cleaning don't want to get any type of, you know what I mean? Nobody wants nobody checking after them. Nobody wants nobody trying to correct them, right? So what'll happen is, as the person that's inspecting is leaving remarks about them, that'll incentivize the person that's cleaning to do better, because they don't want the person that's inspecting to put anything in their report again. So the more they do it, the less they're gonna have to do anyway. So number one, you're gonna definitely have to add a few contracts together. Number two, set them on the time it's gonna take to clean. So I used to always tell them, okay, yeah, I'm giving you $10, but imagine this. Because when they were cleaning for me, she was getting $10 an hour anyway. All the payment was based on $10 an hour wage. So what I told her was, actually, if you do the math on this, if you go in there and it only take you 15 minutes to do the inspection, well, 10 times 4, because 4, you know, that's a quarter of an hour. So 10 times 4, that's $40 an hour. So technically, you're really making $40 an hour if it don't take you 15 minutes. If it takes you 30 minutes, you're really making $20 an hour, right? So I would just let them do the math. I would break down the math for them too. So I had to kind of sell them on it too. You know what I mean? So that's
right.
You know what I mean? So that's really how I would just do it. And I would sell them on the math on it, and the fact that it was easy. And then people love to feel important anyway. So then I would tell her, you can get dressed up a little bit. I get her a little report to fill out, and she would email it to me when it's over. And now I would use the calculated clean app now, since I got that feature in there. But you know what I mean? People like to feel like they got a little extra importance. You know what I mean? So maybe you take a regular cleaner over somebody like your brother that's, okay, he cleaning for you and he want to feel like he moving up in the ranks. So, okay, bam, matter of fact, can you do inspections for me and inspect behind this person? And if you know that's a person's personality anyway, where they want to feel like they got something, that helps too.
Gotcha. And in order for me to incorporate that right now, it's kind of tough, because like I said, I'm down to the last person, and
right.
I can't get up and go to these accounts. So what do you think as far as, you know, making him his own quality?
Yeah, so I wouldn't do that.
You definitely can't miss shit,
right.
You know?
I definitely wouldn't do that. And so at this point, what I would do is I would see how you definitely, because what you don't want to do either is hire another person from outside to come inspecting behind him, because then it's gonna make him feel like, what the hell? Why I couldn't be this inspector? You know what I mean? So maybe try to find another person to start training to take his place. I don't know how much he's depending on the money or how much he's making, none of that, but
he depended on it.
Okay.
My brother, man, and he depended on it.
Okay.
And you know, the biggest problem that I have right now is him. You know, he's every, you know, it goes that saying, like, everybody don't want to be the boss. Everybody don't want to be in charge. Everybody don't want to have that growth. Some people are okay with just being employees. So he a damn hard worker. He don't miss no days, but he ain't the type to deal with people on a professional
I
level.
see.
You know what I mean?
I see.
Like,
I know
he got too
exactly
much
what
that
you
street
mean.
in him.
In that case, right? In that case, you might have to bring an outside inspector in and just one thing I used to do to try to avoid conflict was don't let the inspector interact with your cleaners. And so they would report straight to my manager or me at the time before I left. You know what I mean? So she would report directly to me. And then I would have to deal with the employee like, oh, hey, we did the inspection. And you know what I mean? These were the things that came back. And so you don't want the inspector to be too hard either, because part of the inspector job is to fix what they see, right? And so if there's never anything to fix, then they out of a job too, right? So like you don't want none, the cleaning will never be perfect, but and then also you let this inspector know to be a little lenient, like don't report every little thing. But if you go in there and every single time you go, you having to clean the back of the toilet at that same building, the same spot every time, that's when you report it. But if you see something heat one time here and there, just go and get it and give it a pass and inspection. But if it's the same thing over and over and over, that's when you report it. So I definitely, in this case, will bring an outside inspector in just to respect the item, just to, you know what I mean, to keep the complaints down, make sure that everything is covered and you know what I mean, the quality is there. But yeah, in that case, I wouldn't move him up. Yeah.
Yeah. Lastly, is pay. So with bro, what I've been doing is paying through Cash App, right?
Okay.
And I pay same day. But what I noticed is, of course, I don't get paid to the end of the month.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm shoving out a lot of money, and I'm paying same day. And I've noticed that sometimes after I paid, you know, now the customer called me, you know, half an hour, 2 hours later, and they saying, well, I got a problem. Now I'm feeling bad. Like, now I paid you already, bro.
Yep.
You know, it's a problem. So, you know, situations like that make me feel like, okay, what do we do now? You know, it's like we can go back and all that, but, you know, you done already got paid for, you know, half the job, you know, or not doing a complete job or good job.
Right. And so I definitely would stop that. That's going a conversation you just got to have with him. But we can't pay you every time. You know what I mean? And he should understand that, because if he go work anywhere else, they ain't gonna pay him every time. You know what I mean? So like my people, they had to literally wait the entire month. I paid once a month because that's when I got paid, once a month, and I ain't had no reserves. You know what I mean? So they had to deal with that. So, excuse me. So either you can pay once a month and tell them, hey, you'll get it when I get it. I'm sorry, but this is the way it's got to go because things is tight right here. Or B, you could do 1st and the 15th. So for example, if I'm trying to think, so let's just say starting September 1st, right? You switch from the 1st and the 15th. You get your payment on what, the 1st of every month?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bam. So if you get your payment on September 1st, everything that he's doing from the 1st to the 15th, he will get paid for on the 30th of September, because you got to have a check in the hole too, so that way the money can go in and process. So you could do it like that. So it's like, okay, starting September, we getting paid on the 1st and 15th. Your first check will be on the 30th, and then after that it'll be the 15th, and then next check, excuse me, the first check will be on what's the next month? October 1st, and then the next one will be October 15th, and then November 1st, and then November 15th, and so on. But it's always the pay period in a whole, and you can just explain it to them like, you know, I was doing the Cash App, all that, but I'm trying to get my business legit now. I got my books in order. I got it, you know what I mean? Just break it down to them like that. Let them know, hey, look, ain't, you know what I mean? You kind of be a little bit transparent with them. I ain't even filed taxes for it last year, so I got my stuff together now, and this is the pay structure that we got to go off, because I'm not, you know what I mean? I got to get my stuff together. You know what I mean? And so if you just break it down to him like that, he should be able to understand that. You know what I mean? I would assume,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's something that was huge on my list, because I didn't even put him, like, man, I was doing this all bogus. I ain't gonna even lie. Like, right. I was putting him on you just getting paid cash, and I'm not even taking into account, you know, the fact that you got to pay taxes on this money. Like, I'm telling you, like, hey, look, put aside a certain percentage, 15-20% in case of taxes, but I haven't even put you on a 1099 form yet. So it's like, to you, it's like, hey, I'm getting paid cash, and I ain't got to pay no taxes for it.
Right.
But I got to still absorb, you know, for the people that's paying these checks, I got to absorb the taxes.
You get
so I
taxed.
got to find a way to expense that.
Right. Right. And that's the conversation you're just going to have with them. Because I had to explain that to my family. My dad worked for me. My brother was working for me. Shit, damn near all my family was working for me at some point. And I had to because they all want to get paid on the table. I had to let them know, look, I can't do that, because it's gonna cost me more in taxes because every dollar you make, and if I keep it, if I don't report that I paid it to you, they're gonna tax me for it. And when I just explained it to them, they understood. You know what I mean? And again, if they go somewhere else, they can't, you know what I mean, get paid under the table. So what make them think they're just gonna try to take advantage of you? If anything, they should be trying to help you. You know what I mean? If I'm your loved one. You know what I mean? So you just got to kind of basically educate them on that.
Right. Well, that's all I got for you, man. Other than that, man, when you got this trip planned, man, you get the CBN family together.